Take that, Bevo. Tom Herman, your ego is done in Austin, buddy. I just have a feeling, big man. Because even when we are up big, we try to give you the game back, and you still can't win it, bud. But as far as OU is concerned, got a little bit of help from everybody. Offense, defense, and oh yes, even some special teams. And it's not just Gabe Burkitt, also a blocked punt and a blocked field goal in this one, as the Sooners win a 4 overtime special in Dallas, 53-45. Oh, ew. Tell you what happened in the upset next. Bummer Sooner 1982. Don't go away.
We beat Texas!
Bummer Sooner, everybody. My name's Harry James. Let's look at the stats. And first of all, going with stats, man, you look at the quarterback first. Quarterbacks for each team. I'm going to take my hat off to Sam Ehlinger. Hit that hard, G, big boy. You deserve it. You played your heart out today. You gave it all you had in this Red River War. And that included, as the quarterback, Sooner fans, that included number 11, Sam Ehlinger, 287 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns in the air, but also 2 costly interceptions. His longest completion, 26 yards. The Rattlesnake, Spencer Rattler, 209 through the air for number 7. 3 touchdowns, just 1 interception. His longest pass, 30 yards. The leading rusher for the much-hated Longhorns, that guy again. Sam Ehlinger, 23 carries, a $112 for number 1, Sam Ehlinger. 4 touchdowns on the ground. 25 was his longest quarterback run. Helping him when he could was Bijan Robinson, the true freshman, 5 carries, 17 yards, 0 touchdowns. Longest run, 4 yards. For the Sooners, they finally have a 100-yard rusher. And it's not who you think. With Seth McGowan down because of injury, it was next man up. And that next man, at least in the rushing game, T.J. Pledger. The Pledge, 22 carries, $1.31 and change on the ground, 2 tugs. His longest run, 26 yards. Our man Spencer Rattler also took a few carries himself. 14 carries, 51 yards and a touch on the ground. In overtime, by the way. 23 was his longest run. The receptions on the night were as follows, at least for Texas. What about Joshua Moore? Moore, 8 catches, 83 yards and a touch. Down. 19 was his longest reception. Also helping out Ehlinger when he could, Jordan Whittington for Texas, 10 catches, 65 yards, but 0 in zone finds. His longest run, 20 yards. Then you go to Oklahoma. That dude, at least for Oklahoma, that dude for Texas is of course Ellinger, but that dude for Oklahoma, that's right, Dylan, that dude, you know who that dude is, Stogner. Austin Stogner. 6 catches, 56 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. 22 was his longest reception. Of course, the marvelous Marvin Mims also played well. 4 catches, 52 yards, and a couple of touchdowns in his own right. His longest, 30 yards. Defensively for Texas, well, you gave up 53 points, guys. But you know what? When you needed to come up big, you did. On defense for that awful-looking burnt orange, what about B.J. Foster? 25, B.J. Foster, the defensive back, 13 tacks, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, and 0 picks. And then the O. Everybody's wearing this number 0 now. Well, Texas's number 0 is DeMarvion Overshone. 11 tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, and the 1 pick by Spencer Rattler. That's who picked it off, was Overshone. Defensively for Oklahoma. I am so proud of these guys. Way to go, Alex. They played really well, including Pat Fields. What about Pat Fields playing well? 10 Pat Fields, 12 tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks. And Brian Asamoah was awesome. 9 total tackles, a forced fumble, 0 fumbles recovered, and 0 picks. Then you go to the specialists and the special teams. What about this guy for Texas? Ryan Buchevsky. 7 punts, 43.1 in average, 0 touchbacks, 4 inside the 20, and a long of 60. And his shortest was blocked, by the way, by Brian Asamoah, I believe. No, it was, I don't think it was Asamoah, but it was blocked. And Reeves Munchiau did it for the Sooners, of course. 6 punts, 37.8 in average, 0 touchbacks, 2 inside the 20, 51 along. And then you go to the other specialists. It's not just about punting, baby. You got to do some kicks. Dicker, the kicker. 1 for 2, 50%. 34 is the long that he made. A shorter one of 33 was blocked by Perion Winfrey. Big P-Dub did that in the overtime session for the Sooners. Oklahoma, Gabe Burkett, 1 for 1, 50%. 19 was his longest. He also missed his in overtime from 31 yards out, but he just pushed it. It wasn't blocked or anything. So there's that. Now we'll go to where you want to go, and that's to the scoring highlights. And like we said, it all is starting good for the Sooner Boomers. In fact, Gabe Burkett, 19-yard field goal. That's when he made his field goal from 19 yards out with 9:34 left. It is 3-0 good, guys. Oh, ew. After that, the Rattlesnake finds marvelous Marvin Mims for his first touchdown of this Red River War from 30 yards out. Touchdown, Oklahoma. There is 6:47 left. 10 Zippo good guys. That's the way it'll stay for the first. Going into the second quarter now, with 13:40 left. Dicker, the kicker, Cameron Dicker, 17. Cameron Dicker, 34 yards out, up and through the post marks. But Sooners still lead 10-3. Then the big bruising, Blake Bell looking quarterback Sam Ellinger hit that hard G, everybody, from 6 yards out, ties up the ball game at 10s. After a block punt and short field by the Sooners, Marcus Major, the local product, pays it off. 7-yard touchdown run. Touchdown Sooners. With 6:58 left in the ball game. The final score in the second quarter, though, it's all about UT, baby. And it goes to Sam Ellinger, 2-yard touchdown run. Muscles it in there, kind of like what Blake Bell used to do for the Sooners. Ties it all up. 17-all with 4:14 left. And we'll head to halftime. Tied at 17. Third quarter was all Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner. You know the rest. I can't sing very well. And it started with the Pledge Man, Stephen Pledger. Or TJ Pledger, sorry. Stephen Pledger's a former basketball player. I don't know where that came from. TJ Pledger starts it off with a 2-yard touchdown run to put the Sooners up by a score. 24-17, 11:40 Sooner left. Sooners back on top. And to add insult to injury, well, if you can't do it by the defense, you know, not everybody's going to have a good defense like TCU and Iowa State and those guys. So what do if you don't? You take a drive and you bang and you boom and broom, 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 and you go and you go. An 8-minute drive, and it all paid off. Because with $1.27 left in the third quarter, TJ Pledger, one more time in this quarter, by the way, 1-yard touchdown run, blows it up. Touchdown Oklahoma, up by 2 scores again. 31-17. End of the third, enter the fourth quarter. We've been here before, folks. And you know what? We're here again. That dude, as far as Texas is concerned, Sam Ellinger, finds that guy for Texas, and that's Joshua Moore. Remember Joshua Moore's 1 touchdown catch? Well, here it is. It is a 9-yard touchdown catch with 3:28 left. 31-24. Sooners still on top. Then Texas ties it up. Ellinger, with his second touchdown through the air, finds number 26, Cavante Ingram, ties it all up. 31-31, and we go to overtime. In the overtime sessions, alright guys, this is what happens in overtime. Well, you guys know the overtime rules, at least in this one, right? Not as absurd as the NFL. Answer back and forth, entering into the 4th overtime. I believe in the 5th overtime, then it's just basically at that point, it's a 2-point shootout. Each team has to go for 2-pointers. Didn't quite get that far, only went to 4 overtimes in this one. So this is how it happened, at least. First overtime, each team scored. The first time, it was Sam Ellinger, and he took it in from 3 yards out. It is 38-31, Texas. It is UT's first lead of the game, people. But you know what? wouldn't last for long. The ensuing Oklahoma possession, that dude. There you go, Dylan. There's this one touchdown. It's right here. It's a 11-yard touchdown pass from Spencer Rattler to Austin Stogner. Uses that big tight end hooah frame. 38 is what we're tied at. Overtime number 2. Second overtime. Oklahoma scores first. It's the quarterback OT. That meaning each quarterback scored basically on a quarterback run. Now, Oklahoma's was a little bit harder to get. In fact, it looked like Spencer got in on third down. He didn't. Lincoln knew that Texas was going to score the touchdown. So what does he do? He goes for the touchdown. 4th and inches. And you know what? Spencer does his job. The rattlesnake slithers into the end zone. Touchdown, Sooners. 45-38 Oklahoma leads again. But Texas sneaks back in. In fact, Sam Ehlinger did it himself from 25 yards out. Touchdown, Texas. We're tied. 45-45. Go to the third overtime. Not a lot happens here. In fact, this is the scoreless OT. Nobody scored. In fact, for Texas, it's about what happened here, guys. It's blocked. The 33-yard field goal by Dicker the kicker is blocked. The big JUCO, number 8, Period Winfrey, nose tackle, nose guard, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter what you call him in this defense. You just call him number 8, and you say, "Yo, eat, young man." He blocked it. A 33-yard field goal. This gave Oklahoma a chance. They tried a 31-yarder by Gabe Burkick, and it just got pushed a little, way to the right. That's the third overtime. The fourth overtime now. Fourth overtime. Well, Texas fans, it's that name that you don't want to hear. He beat y'all quite a few times. Now it's time for the sun to get in. You know who I'm talking about, Sooner fans? Stoops. That's right, Big Drake Stoops, the big wide receiver, son of the former coach, right there, Boss Stoops. Son Drake finds the end zone with a reception from 25 yards out from Spencer Rattler. By the way, I think that the touchdown, that might have been the same play that was called against Kansas State. Remember the one against Kansas State, and it was just in front of him, and then the defensive back from Texas picks it off? Oh, yeah. This time it was right there on target, right into his hands, and you know what? He was wide open. Wide open from 25 yards. Out! 51-45. Big point here, because now you got to go for 2. And you know what? I think that Toby Rowland, the T-Row, had the best call on this one. It was too wheezy. Theo Weiss, Spencer Rattler, they hook up on the deuce. 53-45, Texas trails. Oklahoma leads. Texas has to score the touch and the 2 to go to the 5-time overtime. And you know what? The defense steps up. In fact, an interception occurs to Trey Brown to clinch the game. That's right. An interception from Sam Ehlinger. The second interception happened in overtime in the back of the end zone by Trey Brown. Whew! That was a lot to think about. Riley's right call of the game. Well, you can go with a lot of these with 43 points scored. But I'm going to go with points that weren't even scored here, guys. On the drive where Marcus Major in the second quarter scored the 7-yard touchdown run, a little bit before that, well, the reason why Texas even had time to tie it up at 10s in the first place with 11:34 left when the Sooners still led is because Spencer Rattler drops the ball. I think he dropped the ball. I don't think it was an interception. That's why I didn't count it as an interception. It doesn't matter. It's a turnover regardless. Lincoln Riley set him down. He even said it. He wasn't injured. He just wanted to see what Mordecai can do. Led the offense really well, did Mordecai. But you know what? And you know what? In this game, he could have gone, the 5-star recruit, Mr. 5-star could have said, you know what, Lincoln, you're right. I haven't been good. And gone to eat his medicine. Or he could have just pouted. What did he do? He took his medicine, came back in the second half, and didn't turn the ball over. And in fact, had a touchdown. Threw a couple in overtime. So, threw for one at least. Threw a couple in overtime. That's right. And ran for one in overtime. So, mine goes to Lincoln Riley for setting him down, calming him down, realizing that it's a little too much. The lights might be a little too bright in the Red River Shootout. Remember, not a lot of first-year quarterbacks come in here and win. All right? That's my rant, by the way. The defensive play of the game, guys, you gotta go with Trey Brown. He's been picked on by Sooner fans. And then what does he do? He picks off Ehlinger in overtime in the back of the Oklahoma end zone to clinch the game. So that is your Grinch's clinch. All right. You know, guys, it's just me here. I do my thing. I'm no professional at this. I'm not a professional at this. If you want a professional to listen to, though, give my boys, Brady Trantham and Keegan Renault, a listen. You can listen to them for free on the franchise podcast. Or you can help them out. You know, everybody, through these hard times, everybody needs to get paid. And they are wanting to get paid for what they love to do, which is talking about Sooner football. So they've opened up a Patreon page. And they do podcasts on it. In fact, for $4, you can get the post game. But for an extra $1, the $5 broker, you can break it in, and Keegan actually breaks down the plays, and he'll give you an OU game plan kind of a thing. He'll break it down for you. So help them out, help them pay their bills with that. I believe that's it, guys. What a win! You can catch this and all my other videos on YouTube, Boomer Sooner 1982. Also on my Facebook page, Harry James Taylor, or on Twitter, @HypeManHarry. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. Boomer Sooner, everybody. I'm out of here. Peace! Flag this.